Hey everybody, welcome. This is the review of the MVPower HD Intelligent Network Camera. This is Wi-Fi IP, and basically what I'm going to show you here real quick is just the unboxing of it before I get to testing it. And as you can see, it's a fairly large box, and it slides open here. This is standard. This actually works, the apps work for Android and the iOS. Alright, and what you got here is, as you can see, they actually did a really good job of keeping this safe from bouncing around during shipping. On the side here, you've got your instructions, your certificate of approval, and such forth for the MVPower. And right here, and you can see this, they did a very, very good job of protecting this so it doesn't bounce around, which is really impressive for a lot of companies, let alone this one. Here we've got your accessories, which is going to have your cable, your mount, your adapter. This is another one for the mount, the screw for the mount. And you also have hardware for attaching it to a wall or wherever you plan on attaching it. And let's set all this to the side here. So far, pretty impressive. Looks like they put a lot of thought into this camera. And as you can see, it's protected with another bag. And there it is. This is, and it's got plastic on the lens. I'm not going to take that off yet. You know, when I saw it on Amazon, I thought it kind of looked silly. Now that I see it up close, you can see speakers, you can see a mic, it's got infrared, you can see that around there. Let's go ahead and take that off anyways. You can see the infrared a little bit in there. You'll get to be able to see more. You've got your connections on the back there. But we'll get more into it once I check it out and see how it works. Alright, here we have a look at the MVPower. This is an HD 720p camera. This is an IP camera that basically, if you have internet hooked up to it, you can use Wi-Fi or any internet access to access the camera and the recording program. You can move everything, and we'll get into a little bit more detail with that. The camera itself has a cute little base here. It's actually a cute little camera, and if you look at it on like Amazon and such forth, it looks really cheap, but it's actually not. It's put together really well. It has infrared lights around it, and we'll block that. You can see them come on. That make this a really nice camera for security purposes, as far as at nighttime and such forth. And it actually lights up quite a distance. I can tell you that in my house itself, it can go across my living room and my dining room, which is probably a good 50-60 feet, which is actually really good for an infrared camera, to be able to pick up a face that far away. You have your heat vents and such forth. I'm flipping it around here, as you see. It does have the feature of calling, making phone calls and such forth, which is what this adapter is for. You have a power adapter, and then you have a spot for a memory card, like an SD card, a TF card, and I have a 16 gigabyte one in there. And then you have your network cable here. Now the network is nice for when you're initially setting up the software. I will suggest that you set it up hardwired to your network. It's a lot easier to set up the software. Once it's set up, go ahead and disconnect your hardwire from there, and you'll have no problems whatsoever. Go ahead and show you a little bit the functions on the computer itself. Now the software that you download is CMS Pro, I believe it's called, and that software actually allows you to have, oops, sorry about that, actually allows you to have more than one camera hooked up to it. As you can see here, you can actually have multiple cameras hooked up to it. I obviously just have the one, so I'm going to put it in the one view here. Now as you can see, I'm going to shrink this down because I'm not 100% sure what okay, you can see it. Alright, bring that back up here. As you can see with this, you have the functions, the ability to move the camera. You have your preview, which is what I'm doing right here. You have a playback, which is for any files that you recorded. Another nice thing about this is you can record. You can set it to record based on motion. You can do a timed record. It's got so many features with this camera and this software that for the price, it's really tough to beat. But I'll show you a little bit here. Most everything you'll probably want to do, you won't do with the computer anyways. You're going to do it with your Wi-Fi device, your cell phone, your iPad, or whatever it be. But just to show you how the camera moves, I mean, it's very smooth as far as ease of running the camera. Now what I'm going to tell you, that's just the basic right there. If you're using it on the desktop. Now what I'm going to show you here is this here is actually the software, and let me just click over to make sure that I'm picking this up. Okay, this is the software that you can download for your phone, and it's actually fairly simple to install. But all you do is tap it, and again, it's set up for more than one camera. Open it up. You have right there is that's what the camera is seeing right now. And I mean, you can control it just by swiping across. And it also has another feature that this has is the ability to program 5 different selections as far as 5 different preset positions for your camera. So let's say number 5 here. We'll go to say number 2. Number 1. I mean, it really is a pretty fancy fancy camera. I mean, honestly, it's, for security purposes, anything. This, as long as you have Wi-Fi, this camera is the way to go. I honestly, I was really surprised and taken back by how well built this camera is. The amount of functions, the features, you can take pictures, you can record video on demand, sound. It also has the ability to act as a microphone. You can, or as an intercom, you can talk back and forth through your Wi-Fi device, through the camera to the Wi-Fi device. So really, all in all, it's a really well-rounded device. I don't see any drawbacks to it. The software itself, I know originally they were having problems with that. They've worked on that a lot more. It's still a little, the installation can be tricky. all I have to say is hook it up through the wired network first, and you'll have no problems whatsoever. After that, everything's fair game. Again, this is the MVPower. It's 720p HD, and for the price, the quality can't be beat. Really surprised with this. Really impressed. I should point out real quick before I go here, this actually has the ability to be mounted upside down. It does come with the mounting hardware to be mounted upside down, sideways, however you want to mount it. It has basically a tripod screw on the end of it, or on the bottom of it. So that's something that if you're looking for a security feature, that is pretty nice there. All I gotta say is you really, it's hard to beat the features that this camera has. It really is. Pick yourself up one. I don't think you'll be disappointed at any way, shape, or form. I'm actually looking at getting another one for myself because it's a great security feature. If you can have more than one hooked up, why not for that price? I want to thank you for watching this, and as you can see, I'm in the camera there. Until the next one, be safe all.